everybody. Welcome aboard. And I see Michelle is in the chat room. Hi, Michelle. And Angela's in there. Actually, Angela's been in there since before we started, like 15 minutes before we even started. And it's Monday Fun Day
Monday, fun day.
because
Whoop.
Charlotte's here. Yep. So if we I don't know how to put it, Charlotte, but like, well, maybe not you, but me, if I seem, kind of slower and not as bubbly, it's because I've been up since ridiculously early in the morning. Had to go to the hospital for a stress test on the heart. Nobody wants to run on the treadmill, especially when you haven't had your cup of coffee.
You're like, can't you just do it chemically like they do with other people?
7 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. Yeah. And for the test,
I'd
they
like
go,
to just
what?
sit in the chair and have you pump chemicals into me to make my heart
Oh God,
race.
no. It's like that just scared the hell out of me because half the people I know have had one of these chemical stress tests. And for a couple of them it was absolutely nothing, and then for like two or three of them it was the worst thing that they've ever experienced, like giving birth. And I'm like, I am
Wow.
not going through that kind of pain. I'd rather run on a treadmill and have my heart beat a little fast for a minute. The whole thing on the treadmill was 7 minutes. It was not that big of a deal. Yeah, and they take pictures before and after. So they say, don't drink anything 4 hours before, no caffeine 12 hours before, And I get up, I have to have 3 cups of coffee just to barely
I
function.
was gonna say, oh, I
I
bet the
mean,
caffeine,
that's
not
why it's
having any
called Psychic
caffeine
Cafe, folks.
was not having any caffeine. It was probably the hardest part of this whole thing that you're talking about for
Oh
you.
yeah, that was definitely. So there's a coffee house in the medical center. So I go do everything and I'm walking out and I'm going to walk past the coffee house and I'm like, oh no, I'm going right in there right now.
Yeah, of course.
Give me a giant mocha. Luckily, they gave me water. They gave me a bottle of water right after the treadmill thing. But yeah, I had to get my cup of coffee. Oh my God. Angela says, Happy Monday. Hi, Michelle. Also, uh,
Yeah, hey everybody.
yeah, yeah. So this is our
You've been talking
opportunity.
you've been talking about drinking, and now all of a sudden I'm like I have absolute cotton mouth. And I know you're like,
Yep. Got to
you
drink
make fun of
water
my big
throughout the
you make
shows.
fun of my big water jug, but I don't care. This is how I monitor how much water I take. It's a 40-ounce thing.
I do it with the little bottles. I just have, 20 of them or something. Well, I live in a desert, people. Mm. It
But
didn't,
it
but
keeps
this
it it
morning it
keeps
didn't
it
feel like a desert. It was freaking, I don't know, high 30s to low 40s. It was
uh,
freezing.
that's the high here.
Yeah.
That's the high, and I don't even
That's
think we got
why
into
I don't live
I don't think we even
in
got
this
into
place.
the 40s today. As cold as I've been all day,
Oh
I
my
don't think we even
God.
got into the 40s today.
I looked at my phone and the prediction was it was going to get to 69 and I'm like, "Oh my God, we're not even breaking the 70s." Actually, it got up to 72 and I was like, "Oh, thank God." Yep. And when I went to the hospital this morning, I wore shorts because I was going to run on a treadmill, you know. So I was like, I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to wear my sneakers and shorts. And I just put a hoodie on and braved the cold, cranked up the heat in the car on the way to the doctor and, to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, what does Michelle say? At least they didn't try to completely dehydrate you. Oh, well, trust me, when I woke up, I was completely dehydrated. In fact, I wore a special thing around my head that keeps my mouth closed so I don't breathe through my mouth at night. I don't wear it all the time, but because I knew I was not going to be able to, like, when I first wake up, I have like an entire thing of water, because it's like the desert in my mouth. And I was like, I can't drink any water when I wake up. Okay, so I'm gonna so I wore the strap contraption that keeps your mouth closed so you don't dehydrate in the mouth and you have to breathe through your nose. So I wore that last night and it kind of works. It worked okay. Not as good as it should, but we just had a big earthquake, Michelle says. I don't do earthquakes. It's like I didn't even know they had earthquakes in Nevada. It's what?
Well, I mean, as close as she is to California, I mean,
Well,
it
yeah,
doesn't
but so
surprise
am
me.
I. It's like she's here and I'm here. We're right under each other. Nevada,
You know what? Those
Arizona, and California on the side.
Salt Lake has earthquakes, and they predict
It's
that
insane.
if we ever get a big one,
Hmm.
that the Salt Lake Valley, I mean, it'll be like one of the worst, most destructive earthquakes in the nation because it's the geology of the basin. It'll just be like a bowl of jello that just keeps bloop, 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 all over the place. And
Well, maybe then the entire area region will become one giant Salt Lake.
well, there's hardly any of that. There's hardly anything left of that. I mean, we've had so
Oh
many dry
wow.
years. The Great Salt Lake is like it's crazy. So
Yeah. Oh, my whole house shook. It was a 5.6. Wow.
wow, is
Yerington,
it
Nevada. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yarrington? Yeah.
Yerington. And I'm
Oh, I
and
didn't
I'm
know
not
you
in
were.
Yerington. Yeah, yeah, she's not even in Yerington.
Yeah, but Yarrington is really close to Fallon.
The whole house shook, she said. Yeah. Anyway, so anybody new out there, this is where we get to, just hang out and chit chat with everybody from the channel and from the Tarot Guild and Psychic Cafe, our website for the brand new for the 20th anniversary of the Tarot Guild. And so anything you
Oh,
want to chat about, folks, in the chat room, you can start up conversations about decks or favorite books, or maybe you have questions about different aspects of tarot and Lenormand and animal communication and crystals and oracle cards and numerology, and you want to know how this works or that works or whatever, you can ask us in the chat. Maybe you're going to become a professional tarot reader or psychic advisor, animal communicator, and you have questions about starting a business. Pop it all in the chat there. You can also ask questions, of a personal nature. Maybe you want us to pull some cards, career, love, relationships. If you can't think of a question, just say, hey, can I have a message from the universe? We'll
I
pull
love
cards.
messages. I
That's
love
my
messages
favorite.
from
See
the
what comes
universe.
up, right? Yep, yep.
Yeah, because it's just like, sometimes you just feel like there's something hanging out there and you don't know what it is. And so you just go, hey,
Yeah.
what do I need to know? And
So don't be shy. Go ahead and pop it into the chat now. You don't have to get on a list or anything. Just type in your question. Or if you don't have a question, like I said, type in, give me a message from my angels. Can I have a message from the universe? Casey's putting one in right now. Hey, before we get to, let's give time for Angela and Michelle and Casey and whoever else wants to put questions in the chat there. Let's do the cards of the day that I got, and it's from the Llewellyn deck. Oh, God, so pretty. I love these pictures. I got the Emperor, so I got a major arcana card and a minor arcana card. So the minors, it's going to be, what's going to be over quickly, and the majors are some major influence there. And of course, it being the number 4 card, the Emperor is about structure, right? And then in the Five of Wands, it looks like there's some kind of conflict going on. Whenever I look at the Five of Wands, I think it's a bunch of guys trying to put a tent up without the instructions because that's what guys do, right? Right. So when the Emperor and the Five of Wands appear together in a tarot reading, they provide insight into the interaction between power dynamics. That's going to be the Emperor because he's all about the power, right? And conflict. That's that Five of Wands. And so this combination might represent a strong-willed person or group who's facing challenges to their authority. It could also indicate, here's an interesting one, a struggle for control or dominance in a relationship. So the presence of the emperor may suggest the need for structure and discipline to manage the conflict, while the five of wands indicates that the struggle is temporary and it may be resolved with healthy competition or playfulness. Yeah. So overall, the combination of the Emperor and the Five of Wands together, it's a complex one that highlights the conflict and tension that arises from power dynamics. It provides insight into the need for structure and the importance of healthy competition in relationships and in life in general. So there you go. Those are my cards of the day. There might be a message in there for you. And whether you're watching live right now or in archive a couple hours from now, a couple days, couple weeks, couple months, couple years, that message is still valid. You were drawn to it for a reason. Yes, yes. So,
I I actually pulled a card.
oh,
Um,
what you get?
and it's the Dust Devil card, which I kind of like.
Oh,
Can you see it
can't make
okay?
it
Or
out at all. All it looks like is a big cloud in the middle of black.
well, it's a dust devil. It's a, the big twirly, those big twirly things of dirt and stuff
Oh
that
wow, I was
it's
just
shy,
guessing that.
it's shy of being a tornado. It's like a baby tornado, but basically it's saying, like when this shows up, it's telling you, hey, guess what? Life is messy. Um, when that shows up, this represents like what's going on around you, things are happening, like your day today, it's like your day today was crazy, right? But it also says to like trust the process, you know, lean into the lean into the mess and the conflict and whatever, because when you do that, that's how you grow, that's how you shift. And so it says the death devil knows what you need when you need it. Once things settle, you'll see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery and the wisdom awaiting integration. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I think that was a card I needed as well, because I,
Cool.
you know, some days you just feel like your life is so out of control, or at least I do. Maybe I'm the only one that whose life feels that way. I
It's just you, Charlotte. It's just you.
well, well, at least I'm unique about something.
Mm,
But but that's okay, because I just have been given instructions on how to deal with it. Lean into it, wait for the dust to clear, trust that the dust will clear, and when it does, everything that I need
mm.
will be there waiting for me.
Yep, yep. Wow, it is really quiet for
Well, we missed a
Monday.
few Mondays, and
Yeah, but weren't we here last Monday? I thought we were here last Monday.
I got sick. I think you and Michelle were here.
Maybe
I
I
think I
can't
was.
remember. I know we did Thursday and you didn't make Thursday. I think that
Oh
that's
no,
what it was.
last Monday. No, last Monday you forgot you forgot that we had a show, and so we both just decided not to do it to till the last minute, because you had been doing a bunch of stuff, getting
Oh yeah, I
helping
had
your
it
mom and
ready.
dad, and
Yeah, I had
yeah,
it ready, but I just was like, oh man, too much going on, because I people don't realize that I take care of my parents in their 80s, and it's like, prepping dinner, making dinner, cleaning up, dishes, I mean, left and right, serving, I mean, it's like, and that's just one thing. That's just dinner. Then there's everything else and the entire house to take care of. So yeah, it's a man.
yeah.
Anyway,
But every time we talk about you taking care of your parents, I'm just like, that lucky bastard.
Mm,
They're still there. They're still with you. And I mean, I would give
hmm.
anything to have to fix dinner for my dad
Oh,
still.
Dan made it.
Although,
Hey,
although
Dan.
he never, I mean, he was like, I think I told you all, he passed away on November 24th, the day after his 90th birthday.
Yeah, I
And up
remember that.
until just a few months before he passed, he fell, and so he's had to spend some time in rehab. And then,
Uh,
it just, he'd had a couple of other things in his life, and that was kind of like the last thing that just sucked his body's ability to completely recover from it. But until that time,
mm-hmm.
until then, I think that was maybe in September that he fell. So, and his 90th birthday was in November. So until September, when he was 89, he was still literally doing everything for himself. He was doing his laundry. He had to go down into the basement because that's where the washer and dryer were to do his laundry. So he was going up and down stairs. He would take himself to the grocery store. Thank God he didn't drive any further than that. But, and he was keeping his house clean. He was,
Mm-hmm.
he was still, and he was still really with
Yeah.
it mentally, and but then,
Uh,
so, but to me, I just think, I mean, I know it can be hard sometimes because my mom was a little more difficult. She was bedridden for almost the last year of her life, and that was a little tougher for mostly for him because he was her main caretaker. But all of us, tried to help. So
uh.
anyway,
So we got a question from Angela, a question from Casey. Dan came in. Hey, Dan. Howdy,
oh
Dax
damn.
and Shar. I looked at it really quick and I thought it said Dax and Share. And it's like, yes, I want to do a show with Share.
And do you believe in love? Is in love?
Oh, and here's what Michelle said. So it's so hard to take care of aging parents. It's so much harder than raising children. It's the worst and hardest blessing there is. And
Yep.
Michelle, you would know, taking care of Dan. You know, oh, and he says, I think tweens and teens are the worst. I remember back so far when they didn't use the word tween. Anyway, but let's go back up here. I pulled cards for Casey. Oh, Angela says, I'd love a message from the universe. Do you want to pull a card or two for Angela?
Sure.
And Casey's asking about, will I ever discover my perfect job and when? And when? Wait, how did he end that? And if so, when? Oh, okay, now I got it. I knew I was missing something. So I shuffled and pulled from the heart of the matter card. So the heart of the matter is the page of cups. So the perfect job for you, Casey, is you got to make sure it's emotionally satisfying. And you see all the rough seas crashing around the page, which is typical in this deck, the with the cups cards, the water's crashing all around, but look how stable he is there, where he's able to, hold the cup and the fish is popping out of the cup there and it's all balanced and everything. Yeah. So it's all about making sure it's not just another job. Okay. It's got to be emotionally satisfying. That's the perfect job. And of course, I always say this because I know it's not right for everybody, but I always tell people it's like, we're moving out of the era of jobs into where people are, contractors. They work for themselves, they provide a service or a product or something for people, and they are their own business, kind of thing. So it might not just be applying for at some company and getting the next job. It might be you create a job for yourself. that's emotionally satisfying, that's doing something that you like to do and you solve a big problem for people. So what else am I getting here? Oh, Nine of Swords. Okay. The cards are suggesting, Casey, that you're overthinking this. Swords are thoughts and ideas. That's way too many thoughts and ideas. Look, this poor person's being kept up at night with the nightmares, and it it's warning you about overthinking. The Queen of Wands comes in to say you need to be the Queen of Wands. Okay, Wands is that fire energy. You need to again, just like with the Page of Cups, what's emotionally satisfying? What are you passionate about? Let that be your guide, right? And then another Wands card, the Four of Wands. There's structure. Remember the cards of the day, and I got the Emperor, which is four structure. Same thing here. Structure. Okay, you need structure, and again, it's Wands. It's that, what are you passionate about? And I feel like it could happen as soon as 4 to 9 weeks. That's what I'm getting as far as timing on that. So I hope that helps you out, Casey. And now you got to let us know what you end up doing. And then Charlotte's pulling cards for Angela.
So, Angela, I seems like we get the same message for you each time. And
Ah,
that's not, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think it's a big like pat on the back, a big like a giant hand from the universe coming down to help you. But the first card that I got was the whale song. And this is basically saying because sometimes whales seem lonely and they have that really uh um haunting melody, I think, with their songs that they sing, waiting for somebody to answer back kind of deal. But this says to remember your cat's gonna knock the cards over. Not to remember what you really want in life, because sometimes we just get so busy doing this, doing that, that we forget what we really want in life, and that we should go after it with like almost like a childlike enthusiasm, jump in the water, swim around, splash. I mean, I remember as a kid that used to be the highlight of my day if we could go someplace, and go swimming. And then my beautiful grandmother ended up buying us an above ground pool, and that's where my happiest time was. I mean, I was just like, I don't want to remember my childlike energy and happiness. I remember
yeah.
playing in the pool. But that's what it's saying. Go after it. And then if you take advantage of it at this time, you're going to find that what you wanted to achieve, you're going to probably end up being almost an overachiever, because you've taken this time and if you approached it with such a, you know, with that childlike enthusiasm, and so then and it'll help put you back on track. And then, and I love the dichotomy of these two cards, because I got the ocean, and then I got in Wells, and then I got the horned cactus. I mean, talk about two I mean, absolutely opposite environments. But this talks about, the cactus has lives in, a harsh environment. It's got the thorns on the outside to protect it, but underneath it's got those roots that are like strong and have like pushed themselves through that barren, hard ground, and gone down deep enough to find the moisture that it needs to survive. And so it's saying, you basically have got the same thing with your inner resourcefulness. Remember, that what's inside of you is, you're stronger than you think. It's there. You just have to remember to tap into it. And just something made me pull a third card actually after I
Oh
had
my
this card.
God, a third card?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was inspired to do this, and this is the second time this card has come up for me tonight as I've been pulling cards. I pulled cards a little early, just like for myself, and it's the perfect storm, and it's the courage to step into life. So I don't know. This is cool because it's like it's got the crow, but it's like got in its heart center. You can see it's got this maelstrom of electricity. It's like, yep, it's supercharged. We're ready to go. Have the courage you know, to do everything that these other two cards have said. So that's kind of cool. So uh you got water,
Mm-hmm.
earth, and air. You got three of the
Yeah,
elements.
so that means fire's missing. Maybe that should be a focus. What are you
Yeah.
passionate? Hmm.
Anyway, so I hope that helps, and I hope that
Hope that
like,
helps, Angela.
because I really feel like it's supposed to like. I feel like you need just a little like punch, shot in the arm, shot in the butt, a kick in the
Uh-huh.
pants, something to get you going again and to remind you, you know, that life isn't just a drudgery.
Angela says, love these messages, Charlotte. Definitely resonates. Thank you.
Oh,
Ladybug
you're
came
welcome.
in. Ladybug came in while you were talking. Hi, Ladybug. And I
Hey,
put in
Ladybug.
chat, I told Ladybug, let us know if you want a reading, message from the universe, have a question. Anybody else out there watching us live want to pop in a question or ask for a message from the universe? Go ahead and get that in there, while we still have time. And I wanted to go back to Casey real quick because I just realized that Casey said, will I ever discover my perfect job? And if so, when? And I answered when, and I also gave a lot of information, but I never actually said, will I? Or, will she? Is it she? Casey, I don't even know. Casey could be he or she. So you have to let us know. And actually, that Four of Wands that I pulled was the answer to that specific question, yes or no. And four is a yes. Plus, it's a card of celebration. Look at the streamers and everything all set up with the four staves, that are in the ground there and everything. It often talks about some kind of celebration, which could be, celebrating a new job. It can also mean, weddings and wedding receptions and bar mitzvahs and birthdays and you name it. But yeah, this is a definite big fat yes on that. And I didn't even need the cards for that. I mean, if you want that and you're willing to set the intention and focus on it, maybe pull out a piece of paper and write down, what are the qualities of the job? What is an emotionally fulfilling job to me? What am I passionate about? How do I want to be working? Am I in an office? Am I in a home office? Am I in a cubicle somewhere? Am I on the road traveling? How do you want to work in this job? And try to think outside the box, not just like, well, I've always worked in these two or three types of job scenarios for these kind of companies. Think beyond what you've done so far and everything. So I hope that helps you out, Casey. Ladybug says, I have to turn in my rental tomorrow and pay the rental company money because my insurance stopped paying. How will tomorrow go or whatever comes out about that? Oh, I get it now. I wasn't quite catching it, but now I
I'm
catch it.
still not
So she
catching it.
So basically, something happens like to your car or something, it has to go in the shop, and you have insurance that pays for rental cars. So her rental car was being paid for by the insurance company, but that ran out. They stopped paying, and she has to turn in the rental car tomorrow and wants to know what's going to come of that. So now that makes sense. I wasn't quite getting it, but now I got it. Um, so are you having to pay? My car was stolen. Sorry to hear that, Ladybug.
Wow, that's terrible.
Was uh so do you have to pay anything out of pocket, or it's basically your insurance is stopping paying now and you have to turn it in now? And what do you mean whatever comes of that? Like what are you asking,
I'm still not sure what she's asking because I'm like, you're turning your car in. What is supposed to happen?
I mean, yeah, I mean, how will tomorrow go? Well, I mean, you'll turn the car back into the company. I mean, I don't see what the question is. Sorry about that, Ladybug. I mean, we're a little
I,
dense here sometimes. you know.
I mean, unless she's asking, is she gonna like find a new car
Yeah, will
soon?
will she get a new car? That would be a question. I don't want to assume that's the question, but that's what it sounds like. So, Ladybug in the chat, and of course, there's a delay before she hears us. Type that in. Okay, whatever comes out of that situation. Okay, well, that's what you wrote, though, lady, but that's not really asking a question. I mean, well, it is, but it's so open, you
It's
know.
yeah, it's I still don't get it because
What do
what's
you
gonna
most
happen is
want to know?
you're gonna turn your car in and they're gonna say thanks and you're gonna say thanks and then you're gonna catch an Uber home. I mean,
And that's it. I mean, what? So, is it going to go fine? Yes, you're just turning in a car at the rental company. There's no big problem there, you
yeah,
know,
they're
unless there's more to the story that we're than what you're telling us, and we don't know. So you got to fill us in. If you want to ask in general, if and when you're going to get another vehicle, we could pull cars, see what comes up. But what is it you most
sorry
want
that we're
to
so
know?
down tonight, but I seriously I'm not picking up like
Yeah.
on any intuitive hits or anything on it
Well,
about
I, I don't normally get this specific. Like on a normal night when I'm not this tired, and I got a question like that in the chat, Charlotte, I would have just thrown cars down and saw what I saw and said what I see, and that's it. So that's what I would normally do. But
yeah,
for
I
some
mean, because I
reason
can easily
tonight,
ask, what does she need to know about her car? I mean,
yeah, yeah. So your car got stolen. Are they uh doing a write-off then? Paying you for the car? Basically they do it like as if you got totaled in an accident, and they pay the value of the car. I mean, are you getting money? Let us know. Let us know.
just know because I mean, we'd love to like try to help you out, but right now it's like so ambiguous that
Yeah, I'm not that psychic. I'm not going to really come up with everything that's going on.
me neither.
you know, the person had she says the person had an attitude at the rental company. I'm a little pissed and don't want to deal with the attitude. Okay, I got for you the Queen of Cups. It's the same thing as that page of cups that I got earlier. Look at the water crashing around her. Okay, so that is all, the attitude from. You're going to have to deal. If you deal with people in public, you're going to deal with people that have attitudes. Sometimes it's their attitude, sometimes it's your attitude. Okay, so how are you going to go into this situation is key, and how are you going to react to it? This card suggests you need to stay emotionally stable and in control, and not react to their attitude, and then you'll get the best outcome.
Yeah, and fingers crossed. Hopefully that's not the only person working at the rental car place. Maybe she'll end up. But
Yeah.
interestingly enough, I pulled a card, based on that then, and it's called the first breath, the beginner's mind. And basically what it says is, you know what? You need to leave the old crap behind.
Uh-huh.
And my potty mouth really wants to come out tonight. You need to leave the old. In fact, I'm gonna let it. You need to leave the old shit behind. You need to let that. You know, if the rental car person had an attitude when you dealt with them before, you know what? You need to forget it. Start with a clean slate and just go in, pretend like nothing happened. Swallow your pride if you have to. Because there are ways to deal with, um, bad employees, and do finish your transaction and then take it up with your manager at a later date, kind of deal. But this is just saying, you know what, just leave the old behind.
Mm-hmm.
um and you take this opportunity to, like, basically be the bigger person, really.
Right.
I mean, you can take control of the situation, because that person can only, the way they act, you're the one that lets them, that affect you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, me, I just be like, okay, here's somebody who has, thinks they have a little bit of power because they work behind the counter of a car rental company. Hello. And so they're using it, and
Or they were
you're just,
having a bad day,
they could
and
have
it
been
had
having a
nothing to
bad
do.
day, and or I mean, but you just, yeah, leave that behind.
Uh-huh.
Let tomorrow be a fresh start, and I think everything is gonna just go fine. And I mean, the longest you have to interact with them is just, I mean, do you have to do anything more than just like hand
Five,
over the
ten
keys and
minutes,
sign,
15 minutes. Yeah.
hand over the keys and sign a piece of paper?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and
she
then you're
says
out
the
of there.
insurance hasn't contacted her about payment yet. Um, I pulled another card. I got the Nine of Cups, which is the wish come true card. And look, she's holding a cup too, just like the Queen of Cups. Again, this is all about emotions. All right. So if you focus on a good outcome like this, your wish come true, everything falling into place,
Yeah.
that's the best way to go at it.
Yep.
That's the best way.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. So hopefully that'll help you out there. If anybody else has any more questions, pop them in the chat. If you want a message from the universe, just pop in there. Can I get a message from the universe? Or a message from my guides, my angels, however you want to word it. It's all the same thing to us. And then real quickly, if you want to grab us a cup of coffee, I put the link in the chat, psychic.cafe/coffee. If you're enjoying the shows, you love hanging out with us. Uh, our new schedule, we're here Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And, it's the custom shows on the weekend. So the Angelic View, first and third Sundays, Michelle's Mystic Corner, which is that's coming up. And it's going to be the second and fourth Saturdays. So the 14th coming up this Saturday. And then don't forget we have I'll get to that in a minute. We get our coffee socials that we do. But yeah, if you're just enjoying it, if you got a good reading or something like that, and you just want to help us keep the lights on, psychic.cafe/coffee. So our next live show is going to be Thursday. We've been doing Wednesdays and Thursdays. Ellie used to be here on Thursdays, but what happened with that was with the time change, and we hadn't been doing night shows. We started doing night shows, and then daylight savings. So we ended up starting the shows now earlier, 5 p.m. Pacific, and of course Ellie is in San Diego, so she's not even off work yet. And so that's
Yeah.
why we haven't been doing Thursday with her. But starting last Thursday and coming up this Thursday, we're the show we did on Wednesdays, like me and Michelle, and sometimes Charlotte would show up. We're moving it to Thursdays.
Yep.
So
The other hump day.
the other hump day, yes, I actually put that. I put that on my
I love
advertisements. Join us for the other hump day.
I absolutely started laughing when I saw that because I just jokingly called it that the other hump day.
And I
And
totally
like
went with it.
you totally went with it.
I
I was
thought it
like,
was brilliant because we have Monday Fun Day and then we have the other hump day, Thursday.
yep, yep,
Yep. So
yep. If
that's
you need a good name for your show, just hit me up.
exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, that's the next show coming up this Thursday. No show Friday. And then on Saturday will be Michelle's Mystic Corner. And oh, hold on just a second. I just realized that I never fixed the fades on the intro and outro of these slides. There we go. And I think Michelle is doing holiday decks, like Christmas decks, things like that. That should be fun this Saturday. And then that Sunday will be the 15th. So that means it's the Angelic View, the third Sunday, with Maria Moss and her new co host, Ginger. Join us for the Angelic View. And then, of
Yep.
course, we'll be back next Monday. And then
Monday, fun day.
the next coffee social. Now, we normally do the second and fourth Sundays of the month, but this month, because of the holidays and other obligations that I have, like all these freaking medical exams and shit, uh, we're not going to do the what is it, the second Sunday. We're just going to do the fourth Sunday. So the 22nd of December will be our next Psychic Cafe coffee social. I changed it to coffee social because Zoom meeting just looked boring, you know. So, hey, this is a coffee social. Bring your coffee or tea and pull up a chair, bring your oracle cards and your tarot cards and your Lenormand cards and your favorite decks, your favorite books and other things, and we can chat about cards and reading and all those things. And if you're in my course, these coffee socials that we do, these Zoom meetings, are your included live mentoring and coaching on the course. So any question you have about anything in the course, and then just in general about all those topics that we cover, plus starting your own business, anything you want to learn about starting or growing your business, how to put your business on our website, Psychic Cafe, how to set up your profile, custom URL, all that kind of thing, best practices. It's you get me and certified tarot grand masters and certified masters, and you know all, all of these folks. Corby was there last time, certified tarot grandmaster Pamela Steele. Charlotte comes, and Michelle and Dan usually, sometimes Ellie. um, all these people with experience, you can ask questions about starting and growing your business, or in general about any of these topics that we cover. It's a lot of fun. Of course, you have to be a member to come join us. And the Cyber Week sale is still up. I haven't had time to take it down yet. I'm going to do a winter sale, which is not going to be as good. So you want to get in on this while you can. Free membership for life. It's normally $78 a year, or you can pay monthly $7.80 a month. And that's going up in January, by the way. But instead of paying $78 each year, you can join for one payment of 111. That's that angel number, or two payments of 67. So, hey, $67 gets you going, get you signed up for life. There'll be another second payment a month from now. And that's it. You're paid up for life. And so those live mentoring and Q&A sessions we were just talking about, our coffee socials, you'll be able to attend those workshops, classes, all the stuff we do. You're also going to get your certification included free. You're going to get my course included free if you need it. And it's all at psychic.cafe/cyber. You can sign up for your lifetime membership. We've had a bunch of people sign up. In fact, let me check that, Charlotte. Let's see. Michelle Banks, Jana Bright, Ginger Stare, Denise Waldrop. Oh, by the way, Ginger Stare is Maria's new co-host on the Angelic View. She signed up for lifetime membership. Sylvia Hart, Leanne Angus, Judy Farina. Yep. We have a whole bunch of brand new members, and it's really exciting. We're celebrating 20 years of the Tarot Guild, folks. 20 years. Hey, and even if you're not ready to get the membership, come over to the website, psychic.cafe. It's free to sign up. Come join us. Let's see. Michelle said it's a great deal. Grab it while you can. Yeah, Michelle and her hubby, Dan, they got in on last year's holiday sales when we had it for $78. And we did have it for $78 for the what's it called? We had the 20th anniversary sale, and we let it go on all the way up to Cyber Week. Yep. But we couldn't keep it going any longer, and but it's still a good deal. I mean, $111. Think about it. If lifetime kind of throws people off, Charlotte. So what I tell people to think of over the next 10 years, $78 a year, that's $780. Plus, if you get my course, that's $300. Plus, if you get certified, that's $138 per level. We're talking about $1,200 you get for a 111, or two payments of 67. I threw that two payment deal in because I know, especially around the holidays, people, money's tight. And I thought make it as easy as possible. Everybody can afford $67, and then another payment of 67 next month, and then you're done for life. You're a member
Yeah.
for life. Yep. Oh, who just came
Yeah,
in?
and I'm going to make the point that I always make when he's talking about lifetime membership. He just said this, we've already been in existence for 20 years. So we're not just a startup group trying to, pull in members. We've been going for 20 years. So we have a pretty good track record going. So your
Mhm.
lifetime investment is, you know, it's it's pretty safe. You're not going to pay for a lifetime investment and then have us disappear the next day. We've been here for 20 years already. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here, and we love to help. Um, and really, it's a bunch of really generous people in our group. I mean, once you're in, I mean, just really generous people and kind people. And I mean, I've been around, around for a long time. I've been around for the whole 20 years, but I've been around for quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it's,
that's our one of our taglines, Charlotte. Coffee, community, cards. It's all
yeah,
about community.
yeah,
We
it
take,
is.
we
And
take
it's a
care of
great
each other.
community. Mhm.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce uh Tejasve. So I'm just doing Tej. Tej. Anyway, their question is why did Sid, name Sid, why did Sid unadd me on Snapchat today? I didn't even,
Ah,
I didn't even know. I almost said Michelle. Sorry, Charlotte. I didn't even know you could unadd people. I didn't even know you added people. I didn't even know you would even notice, because Snapchat, all I think of is people going on there and flipping through and just, constantly scrolling and looking through shit. I don't think of it as a fully social networking platform like, I don't know, Instagram or
no,
especially Facebook.
it's more I mean, it can be like that, but like I know my niece uses it a lot because
Mhm.
like if you send pictures, like especially like pictures of your kids or whatever, you have there's a setting on there that once the people have seen that picture, it
Yeah.
disappears. So nobody can be
Yeah.
saving it to their thing and um yeah. So yeah, you absolutely can. And I don't know why he did you ask him
Did you
why he
ask?
unadded you?
And how
I
do you,
mean,
but I'm still stuck on that. How do you even know?
because
Unless you,
it's obviously it's somebody that they care about.
yeah, you must communicate with them via that platform. See, I would never talk to anybody on Snapchat. I would go to Facebook and talk to them, but that's because I'm old school, you know.
Yeah,
I'll give you an
but
example. So
it
like Ellie likes to do her messages through Instagram more than Facebook. And so
yeah.
Ellie is the only person out of hundreds and hundreds of people that follow me and I follow on Instagram that I've ever messaged directly, you know, and I wouldn't even imagine doing that on Snapchat. That's just really bizarre. But did you ask them? That's the big thing. Oh, you know what? You talked about the disappearing things and messages and pictures and things you send people, and there's platforms actually designed for that. And I used to always give a chuckle because, like, if I have a message or something on my phone, all I have to do is push these two buttons with my two fingers, and it takes a picture of it. So I can still people can still save your messages, pictures, and other things that are set to automatically delete off of that platform. Don't think that they can't save your crap, because they
No,
can.
they can, but they don't. But the information that went along with that, the metadata that went along with that picture is not there. Yeah, you might have a
Right.
picture, but you have absolutely no metadata that went along with it. So there's no way to
Yeah.
find out where they live, or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
or even their name. So, I think that was part of it. But I'm guessing that you the intuitive hit that I'm getting here, and I haven't pulled any cards, is that there has been some sort of you know, a little spat between you two. Or uh
Mm-hmm.
actually what I'm getting is maybe too many messages were going towards that person. And
Mm.
he's like, oh, I can't stand it anymore. And I mean, I don't know that that's the case. That's just kind of the intuitive hit that
Well,
I've gotten is that,
I pulled cards. I'm going to give you my two scenarios, Tej. I'm just calling the person Tej because I can't pronounce the name. Anyway, I got this is really weird cards to get for this question. I got the Eight of Pentacles, all right, and the Ace of Pentacles. My first intuitive hit was that Sid is busy and he had something new come up, and that it could have even just been an accident, that it has really nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. That was my real gut instinct from the very beginning. That and you said, and by the way, Tej wrote back, no, I did not ask him. I thought the cards might be able to tell me the energy and feelings. See, this is the thing, is that I'm not getting, like, I didn't get any cards. Like, I could have got the Three of Swords, a love triangle. I could have gotten, the Death card. I don't know. I could have got cards that have a negative energy. I'm not getting that here. I'm getting being hard at work and a new opportunity coming up. To me, the feeling I got when I looked at those cards, and I'm like, of course, my first thing was like, what? What does that have to do with that question? It's talking about career, it's pentacle cards, it's, and then the feeling I got right away was that it probably has nothing to do with Sid, with you and Sid. It's Sid has stuff going on. Now, I did get another feeling after Charlotte gave hers, another possibility for this Eight of Cups. Sorry, this Eight of Pentacles. All the cards have been cups tonight, so it's like I'm stuck on cups. The Eight of Pentacles is, could this mean it's too much work? You see what I mean, Charlotte?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Maybe, maybe messaging with you became too much
yes.
trouble, too much work, too many messages, whatever. And he decided, that's it. I'm unsubscribed.
Yep.
Unadd.
And the card I pulled, what the heck? I'll just pull a card, and it's called Crown Games: The Right Use of Power.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just saying, you know what, you need to take responsibility for the
Ooh,
way
let
you
me
are
see
using
that
your
card. Ooh,
power.
cool.
It's
What did you just say? What was the meaning you got from that?
taking responsibility for basically for your actions, for your power, for your um, you
Oh,
know,
Charlotte, just as soon as you said take responsibility for your actions, uh Tage is putting in, I confessed I love him. Well,
ding ding ding.
there's your answer. You scared the poor guy off
Yeah.
through a
Take yeah,
letter. Through a letter. Yeah. So,
yeah, yeah,
that makes more sense, that it's becoming too much work. It's not play anymore. Yeah.
yeah, yep, yeah, yeah. You played you played one card a little too early there, girly.
Oh
Or
boy. That's what it sounds like now to me. I don't know. I still can't shake that feeling that there's something else, that, he got busy or something. Maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. I don't
but
know.
actually when you said that, I almost feel like there's somebody else coming into the picture too.
Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah.
That as soon as you like your cards, as soon as you started talking, then I'm like, oh, there's somebody else. There's
Okay.
somebody else coming into the picture.
Wow.
But
Wow.
again, you know what? We are Taj, Taj, Taj. We are, you know, I mean, we're throwing darts at the dartboard at this point in time because until you ask him specifically, but I'm gonna guess dropping the L word, uh,
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
and is gonna is gonna scare a lot of people away. But I mean, and that doesn't mean you should say it if you
Yeah.
mean it, but you can't control how the other person is going to react to it. So it doesn't
Right.
mean you shouldn't have feelings of love for this person, but if that's the way they're going to act about it, then
Yeah.
you know, good riddance. You
And I
know,
just
go
and
find
I
somebody
just
else who's going to appreciate your feelings.
yep. I just a minute ago heard the chimes go off in the other room. That tells me it's the top of the hour. Perfect timing. We got through the last question. We're done.
Yep. Whoop.
Nice short show.
Yeah. Best
Nice
of luck
hanging out with everybody.
to Tage though, and you know,
Yeah.
sorry that
But I need to climb into bed now because I've been up since
you have been up,
5:05 dark 30.
and you're probably still a little bit dehydrated and your body's still in
Yeah, I've been
shock from
drinking.
not getting its coffee this morning. And
Mhm.
yeah, so
I've been drinking the whole
Thursday
show.
though,
Yeah.
the other
Mm.
hump day will
The other
be,
hump day. Thanks everybody for being here. We got to get out of here. If we didn't get to your question, I apologize, but we'll be back on Thursday with another live show. Remember,
yep.
it's psychic.cafe/live. We'll take you to the next live show. Bye, everybody. Bye bye.
All right, love you.
Okay. And Michelle says, feel better, Daxamillion.